Hi everybody, it's Alex Davidson with you again. On our channel we're trying to answer most common immigration questions nobody knows how to answer, give you tricks, ideas, thoughts on applications to Canada. So today we'll talk about employment. The question commonly asked, how can I come to Canada for work? I know it's very general. I know lots of you know the answer, but still, let me go step by step in this process and explain you how exactly it works. Okay? Amongst the most developed countries in the world, Canada has one of the lowest unemployment rates. Of course, this is attained through the fact that 99.9% or 100% of the workplaces in Canada are usually given to Canadians. Why? Well, by saying Canadians, I mean like all of us, right? Permanent residents, citizens, those born in the country, those who are coming here, but anyways, we're all Canadians, right? Of course, as a potential immigrant, of course, as a person who would live in this country, in the future, you would of course want the preference to be given to you. As a person abroad, of course, you're trying to find an employment, of course, you're trying to get a way of being employed before coming to Canada. So let me tell you about several, I will say, exceptions, okay, or several ways how you could get employment, how you can get a work visa without being employed in Canada first. So the first option would be foreign students. So if you're a foreign student, you would be allowed working part-time while on an academic program, and you would be allowed to work full-time after the graduation from an academic institution. You would receive so-called open work permit. A spouse of foreign student in Canada would be allowed to apply for an open work permit as well. So if you got a spouse who's studying in our country, you're eligible to apply for an open work permit. So at least you could ask for it. If you're from a specific country which has an agreement with Canada, so if you're from United Kingdom, from Ireland, from France, which has an agreement with Canada on so-called youth development programs, you would probably be allowed to come to Canada for study, for work. You would be allowed to come in Canada to explore working opportunities, and yes, you would be allowed to work for some time. But that's for certain countries. And the last but not least, the fourth, the major category, is getting an employment or getting quote-to-quote sponsorship from an employer who has received so-called LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment, from HRSDC, Human Resources and Development Canada. This paper allows an employer in Canada to hire a foreign worker, hire a person who would be working in a certain position in a certain city or town or a village for a certain period of time. But here's the trick, here's what usually happens. Lots of those tricky firms, agencies in different countries in the world, what they're trying to do, they're trying to sell you that employment. And in our previous videos we spoke about it, that nobody is allowed to do that. It's absolutely illegal. In fact, it's a crime in Canada to sell those employment opportunities. For God's sake, please remember that what those companies are doing, they are striving to lighten your purse. They do not strive to help you out. They are not working legally. And again, use the common sense. How is it possible that any company in whatever part of the world they are, in India, in China, in Germany, I don't know, in the United Kingdom, how would they have those magical connections to get somebody employed, right, without even being in Canada? Put yourself in the shoes of an employer. How would that employer look at you without physically seeing you at the site, without knowing your skills, your experience? How would that employer agree to sponsor you? Usually, again, 99.9%, that's a fraud. That's a fraud intended to pull out money out of your pockets. Okay, if you're looking at that employment for the sake of immigration, think for a second. Get back to my previous video where we described provincial nomination programs where you can get those 600 points needed for your express entry profile, and you can get them easier, you can get them without additional money, and you could get them pretty easy, I would say. Now, another option, you're getting your employment because you're not sure what to do upon arrival, you want additional security. Again, get back to our previous video. We have a separate unit which is called LP Service. They got their website, lpservice.com, and they will be able to help you with employment upon arrival. Okay? Another option, you're looking for employment, because you do not have necessary scores for immigration. You cannot apply through express entry, just even apply to lodge your profile, simply because, I don't know, your education is not enough, your language abilities are scarce. Come to us. Before paying to somebody, consult us, discuss it with us, all right? We will be able to give you at least a free advice of what should be done in order to increase your score. What you could do, maybe it's an IELTS increase, I will be able to guide you through that. Or maybe it's education, or how to do that, or maybe you would require re-evaluation of your education. It's also possible. But again, stay away from fraud. Don't do this. Okay, at the end of the video, our contacts, at the bottom of the video, contacts of all of our websites, the links direct to them. So feel free to drop us the line and discuss your situation with us.